Hi guys, how's it going? It is me, Jack here, and welcome to episode number 17 of the Birmingham City Football Manager 23 save, and the first of season 3. In the last episode, we were able to survive in the Premier League with a 16th placed finish in the Premier League, and today we face Manchester City, whom have a Goliath in Erling Haaland and many, many more, and we hope to try and get a positive result in this game. There's a lot to show you, so before we start getting right into it, I'll show you the fixtures that we have played. We've played a number of fixtures in the friendlies, the pre-season friendlies. You can just see the Carabao Cup game there. We've got Blackpool in the second round of the at home, the Carabao Cup. But we started off with a 1-0 defeat at home against Coventry, which didn't give us the best of starts. After that, we got 3 2-0 victories against FC Lorient, Orange County and Sacramento. Then we had a 3-3 home draw against Newcastle, a side that, you know, are really, really good. Positive display against them, they get a point, and then 2 back-to-back 13-0 victories against Four Crosses and Monmouth, meaning that overall a positive friendly experience in pre-season. Now, we'll show you the players that have been released, because there's quite a few that have gone. Gary Gardner, one of them, one of our midfielders who played a little bit last season, but ultimately just not Premier League experience, so we're happy to get him off the wage books. Similar with Hogan, he's back available now to play after his horrific anterior cruciate ligament injury that kept him out for the rest of the start of 2024. Unfortunately, after that phenomenal season in the Championship, was unable to score for us in the Premier League. Sam Cosgrove, a man that I mentioned to you a few episodes ago, that he was on over £20,000 a week. He's finally gone, and he's gone now to Port Vale, and he's on nearly £1,500 a week. Ridiculous that he's on that much money currently at Birmingham City in real life. Now, I showed you in the January of last season that John Ruddy was going to LA Galaxy, and you might be thinking, why is he now at Brighton? Basically, what happened was the deal that we agreed with LA Galaxy just broke down, and I could have given him a contract, but at this point, when I found out the news, we had already agreed 2 goalkeepers to come in. So unfortunately for him, we were unable to keep him, and he goes to Brighton. So that's not a bad move for him. We have a few seasons on the bench there, probably before the end of his career, but you know, there was one point where I thought, you know, I might actually use him in the Premier League because he was really, really good last year for us. 10 clean sheets. Brighton have got themselves a lovely goalkeeper there. And then Neil Etheridge is the only other strong player that we've released. He's gone to Wimbledon from us. Really good in the Championship when we used him, so I think he'll be good in League One for them. But again, another 20 grand off the wage budget for us. And then we'll take a look at the transfers in, because we have got a lot of deals to be letting you in with. In terms of sales, Hugo went as well. Sorry, I forgot to mention he's gone to Rotherham. And probably the bigger one was Frank Fabra. Only kept him here for a season at left back. Can't complain with how he did. 31 games, 6.6 average rating. Had moments of quality, had moments of not so much quality, but he did a big job for us in our survival campaign last year, and he's gone to San Lorenzo. Replacing Frank Fabra, the first signing that I'll announce to you all is Luca Netz. If you play FM23, you might recognise this name. He is a bit of a baller in people's saves I've seen around, and I'm hoping he can do the business for us this year. It was really difficult to find a left back who was quick, had that good attacking ability, but then could also defend. And he's a lot more of an attacking wing back than I'd say defensive. Likes to play up the pitch. But for me, we can train him on these defensive attributes, that marking, that tackling, and positioning, which we'll try to work on. But I'm really happy with him. Brought in for £6 million, has played a good number of games at Borussia Mönchengladbach in Bundesliga and performed well. Got a bit of room to develop. I'm happy with this signing. I think he's really, really good. Luca Romero, you might have instantly seen there, is a signing that we have brought back to the club, also on around £70,000 a week. Picked up form in the second half of last season. and it's half the reason why I wanted to bring him in, because he's got some great potential ability. His value has absolutely flown up, and he's growing as well, which is absolutely brilliant to see. I've had to promise him that we'll finish in the top half of the Premier League in a couple of seasons, but with players like him, I think we will do just that. Jordi Masip is a goalkeeper that we have signed from Real Valladolid. I think if I had the choice, I probably would have kept John Ruddy over him. But he's 35, he's a little small, so I'm hoping we won't have to use him much. But he's played for a few seasons at Valladolid. He played all of last season, got 11 clean sheets. Wasn't really bad, and has got some really good attributes actually. 13 aerial reach, 13 command of area, good handling, great reflexes. I'm happy with him. I'd be happy using him, I think, as a sweeper keeper, only for £9,000 for the next 2 seasons. The big signing that we made this year, and it is our new replacement of John Ruddy, is Joe Bursick, brought from £11 million from Stoke City. He's played the last 2 seasons, and you might look at him and think he hasn't really had the greatest of seasons both years. Why have I decided to bring him in? Well, as a sweeper keeper, he's just the big stats, the main keeping stats. I think he's really good. Can still develop. Played a lot of games at 24. Great aerial reach. He's nice and tall. Good reflexes, kicking, handling one-on-ones. I think he'll be okay for us this year. He'll develop, and I'm hoping that he can step into the shoes of John Ruddy from last season. Other big sign that we made was Moses Simon. Surprising that we got him on a free transfer, as he had a relatively good campaign for FC Nantes in Ligue 1. Really quick, got great crossing and dribbling attributes, excellent off the ball, and he's only really going to be a backup for us this year. At 29, we've got him here for a few years. I think he's going to be one of these signings that will easily make 10, 15, maybe even £20 million, depending on how well he's going to do for us. He's a nimble little player, and I'm happy that he's decided to come to Birmingham City. Fairly consistent, great movement, a really big signing for us, and one that'll just strengthen us when we try to bring on players on off the bench. Matt Paz is a player that we brought in here, some free agents. I won't show you them too much. He's a striker that we got in from Davis Legacy. Travis Akamea, good potential on him there, a young centre-back. Henry Jeffcott. These are all players that my director of football just brings in. Caelan Casey as well. And then there is some more players that we brought in as well, because we signed a big signing here, but not for as big a price as Bursick. Isaac Johannesson. He's a player from FC Copenhagen. Again, someone that you might see in FM saves that really does go and grow very well. 3.5 star, 5-star potential ability. Brought in for just under £10 million. I think he could be one for the future. Important first team player. Playing in that Mazzala role. He's going to develop really well. I'm really excited to see what he's going to be like for us as well. Got that fairly consistent performer that I do look for as a pro stat. So I'm happy with him. And then last but not least, Julian Ryerson. With us having Colin as the right back and Byram for all of last season, we are going to use Ryerson this year as a wing back. Could also do a job in midfield, but has played a lot at right back for FC Union Berlin. Has done relatively okay at that stat and in that position. But he's just someone that, when we looked around, he was the best of the bunch that we could find. He's relatively quick, not as quick as I'd like, but he's good, more attackingly and defensive, better defensively than Luca Netz was, because he's got that great positioning, great tackling, good marking, can still have a bit of movement off the ball. He's still agile. I think he could be another player that could really do well for us this season at right back, and if worse comes to worse, could easily fill in as a ball-winning midfielder and would not look out of shape. So altogether, we've paid around about £40 million for players this year. We have splashed out, but it just feels like something that we have to do in order to try and survive in the Premier League this season. The bookies still has us right at the foot of the table, but last season we didn't have a stronger side as this, and we were still able to finish inside the top 17. So I'm happy. I'm really happy with the signings that we've made, and this is how the team sits in formation. Bursic will be the one who will start in goal for us today against Man City. We've got Ryerson and Luca Netz at the wing-back positions. Luca Netz playing that attacking role, getting further up the pitch. Ryerson just sitting at wing-back support. And Ellen Cabal will continue at the back. Defensively, I would still like to potentially bring in one more player. We've only got around 4 million, but it's centre-back is probably the weakest position, I think, that we haven't got much in depth. We've kept Mark Roberts at the club, who is wanted by Newport County, and he's our 4th choice defender. And he was someone that we had to rely upon last year, but was woeful with a 6.38 rating. He's not Premier League quality. Howard Bellis is okay. Cabal is okay. They've both got potential to grow, but I think we need another Enel type defender in at the back. Like, look at him. He's wanted by Atletico Madrid. If they come calling, that'd be hard to keep him, but we just need someone next to him, and I think we'd have a really, really nice solid base in our team. Ivan Sunjic will hold playing the ball winner midfielder role. Onyeka and Johannesson will be the midfield partnership, and then the front three will stay Romero, Almada and Shelder-up. What I've decided to do is I've decided to keep Shelder-up at the striking position. Last season, he did get 9 goals, played every single game, and I think he's just starting to grow and mature a little bit at that striker position. We had so many different positions in the team to fill, and I was just unable really to bring in a striker. Moses Simon might have to do a job there. Almada might have to do a job there this season, because obviously we've lost Hogan. We just haven't had the funds to be able to bring them in, and we haven't really been able to use the loan market to our advantage. You can see at the minute we've got no deals that are taking place, and we had one look at the loan market, and if I remember rightly, I think we had a look at Liam Delap, who we might end up going in for because we've still got time in the window. And we also had a look at, I think it was Troy Parrott, who was just not interested in us. But Liam Delap is certainly someone that we might have to go in for to give us that little bit of cover at the back. But I'll fill you all in if we decide to do just that. Massett, Byram, Longello, Howard, Bellis, Roberts, Chong, Bellingham, James and Simon will be the players on the bench. Bakuna is currently injured at the minute. He picked up an injury in training, so he's out for another few weeks. And then we've got Colin in the reserves as well as a 3rd choice right back. But looking at the value of these players, we've got these really young players coming through. Everyone on there, bar Simon, is only 23 or younger. So we have this young core that are coming through that will really develop and try to build us up as a club. But I think that's everything that I need to show you from this window. It's been a productive window. We've spent money, but as I say, we had to do that in order to try and compete this year to get us up the league table. Manchester City, tough test, probably the toughest you could face, but it's going to be a team that we have to play this season, and we will do it once again. I can't remember actually last year what the score was against them. Let's have a little look before we leave. As we lost 1-0 away to them last season, I can't for the life of me see the home fixture. There it is, 4-1 defeat, Gelhardt scoring. Gelhardt we didn't bring back, you remember. He just stopped scoring in the second half of the season, and I'm not going to replace him, not going to bring him back. So I'll try to replace him, but I won't bring him back, which is why we've gone with Andreas up front for the moment. So we'll go to this match. First game of Season 3. I'm delighted that it's going to be Premier League football for us this year. I'm not delighted at the look of that team. It is so scary. I'm not going to put any pressure on the team at the minute. Try and cause an upset, but don't worry if you don't, because it is expected that we will get absolutely turned over today. Let's see what happens out there. We've got a lot of confidence in this game. We started a lot of our first team players, so we've got Johannesson making his debut today, Luca Netz, Julian Ryerson, Bursic, 4 players making debuts. So we'll see how we can do. But look at that side. Haaland, Vinicius, Foden, De Bruyne, Silva, Rodri. That midfield and attack is super scary. But here we go. The start of the Premier League season at home against Manchester City. Come on, Birmingham City. Luca Netz finding Almada to Cabal. Birmingham City will start this highlight here, surprisingly. Enel to Sunjic, who continues at that central defensive midfield position. Hoofs the ball up to Romero, but We lose possession of it, and the dangerous attack of Manchester City bomb forward here. Vinicius Jr. finding all the space in the world. Oh my goodness me, what a solo goal that was from Vinny Jr. He's retrieved the ball a third of the way up the pitch, and he's ran all the way from the halfway line up here. I was expecting him to take a shot and it just trail wide, but he just split our defence with that rapid pace, beaten Bursic, and 10 minutes in, we're behind already. Nets once again with it. We've got Shelder up in a lot of space, who's coming deep, finds Johannesson, to Romero shoots, and it's a very surprising goal from Luca Romero. He scored early in the season, and all of a sudden, we might actually be able to do something against Man City. We troubled them there. That's a great bit of play. I love this little link up between Shelder and Johannesson. Great balling, great finish as well. Luke Romero having to turn his body to get that effort on goal. But we're equal against them. And the highlight will continue again. Birmingham City for the third time in this game in possession of the ball with a highlight. Luke Romero to Onyeka. Finds Cabal. I don't mind Cabal as a defender. I think he's got some decent passing ability on him, which is half the reason why we brought him in. Great ball out wide to Luca Nets, who I love his attacking ability. Shelder up to Ryerson. We are starting to play a little bit of football here at Birmingham. Can he find it into the box? He can't. I like the fact we just pass the ball around. Great strike by Sunjic outside of the area. And a corner kick for us now. Luca Nets to take it. Puts it in. Cabal heads it on target. Edison catches the ball well. We're not doing too badly here. We're actually having chances. I love the creativity in this side. I'm going to be saying it all the time. But for this first 35 minutes, we actually look like the better side, having more chances until Kevin De Bruyne comes calling. Ball in the area, headed off, goes wide. Erling Haaland picking up a little knock there. What sort of a knock is that? Potential groin injury, so he might have to come off. Not having the best of games today. I won't type mark him because if we do, that'll allow the other players around him to make space. Foden and Rodri also not having good games. But what a performance. What a first 45 that's been for us. I don't want to say we can win this. I'm just going to say keep working hard, lads. You're doing great. Keep working hard until full time. And if we got anything out of this game, I would be so impressed and so proud of the players as we continue forward now. And now we're played. Shelder up on a 6.4. We can't really do anything with it. We've left it go, and it's now going to be Vinny Jr. to De Bruyne to Ake. Rodrigo to Bernardo Silva. Lovely ping over to Foden. Nets just stops Foden from hitting that ball with pace, and Bursic finds Anel. Back to Bursic. Don't kick it. Good ball there to Cabal. Hasn't kicked it out, and Luca Nets is going to drive forward with it. He's having an okay game at left back. Foden, oh, he loses it. Johannesson puts it in. Almada can't now get there. This is good from us. Sunjic driving again. Is he going to take a shot? He does. On target again as Edison grasps the ball. Let's pause it. Over an hour, 70 minutes played. What can we do here to try and just get something from this? Johannesson, I wouldn't really use him at box to box, to be honest. Not a good tackler. Would Almada like to go up front and try something? But you want to keep your best players on the pitch to make an impact. So let's play Job at box to box. Saying Cabal's not having a good game. He's motivated though. Keep on Ryerson. I don't really want to take off anyone. I'm going to make one change and that's it. But I don't see the reason why. They're not looking very good. Let's encourage them because our players are playing the game of their lives here. 10 minutes to go. I tell you what, let's bring on Almada. We'll take Shelder up off. And let's bring on Moses Simon. Where would you prefer to play? Out on the left or out on the right? I'd say the left as an inverted winger. I like a bit of that. Confirm that change. I don't think we're going to do much more with this, to be honest. 5 minutes to go. We have been the better side, and I think on another day we could have won this game comfortably. But we start the season with an excellent 1-1 draw at home against Manchester City. Nobody gave us a chance today. 1,000 to 1 odds at the start of the season, but we've denied Manchester City, a side that finished second twice in a row in the past 2 seasons in the Premier League. We have been well and truly the better side, and we deserve something from that game. What a performance from the players. Johannesson, by the looks of it, got our man of the match, 6.9 rating. These players are only just going to get better and better, and I'm really, really looking forward to the rest of this season. I hope you guys are as well. I'm going to continue to play a number of games off camera, and we'll come back for little bits of action here and there as I want to try and get through this season and see if we can surpass that 40 points mark, that 16th place mark this season, and hopefully we can do just that. So if you've enjoyed the video, please do hit the like button, comment and subscribe to the channel if you've not subscribed already. Thank you so much for the support as well. As I'm recording this, we've surpassed 50 subscribers, and the growth in terms of viewership and subscriber count since the start of this save has been immense. So thank you so much for that, and I'll see you for the next episode of this save very, very soon. Take care, guys. Bye bye.